Pocket Soul Studios right here in the capital, Harare. Good evening and welcome. I am Alvin Matao.
A very good evening, and I am Irene Arambi. Susan Masona is at the Sign Language Desk. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories.
The government and Karo Platinum sign a 25-year special mining lease.
Harare comes alive as the 116th Zimbabwe Agricultural Show kicks off.
Later on in the arts, 2 Zimbabwean designers shine at the Africa Fashion Week London 2026.
And in our look at sport, a World Rugby delegation in Zimbabwe to engage on sport development.
We will be taking a look at those stories and a lot more. But now, leading story, the government and Karo Platinum have signed a special mining lease with a 25-year contract aimed at securing the long-term tenure and fiscal certainty that is required to take the mining firm through the first production. Now, this agreement is also set to accelerate the Great Dyke's most significant underdeveloped platinum group of minerals. That first story from Olindori.
In 2018, the President, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, commissioned the Karo plant in Mondoro Mupaira with the aim of unlocking investment, create employment, bridge gaps, while also contributing towards national economic development. Now, this Monday, the President again oversaw the signing of a 25-year lease, special mining lease for Karo Platinum, which is aimed at improving investor confidence while securing its place within Mondoro Mbaira and the platinum sector.
We got the title in 2018, and we started with exploration end of 2018, 2019, and in 2022 we broke ground to start the actual plant construction. And if you really come to site, you see a lot of progress. We are really advanced with the plant construction. In addition, we're building the power line to provide power to the project. We're building a dam, Jirundazi Dam, which will provide water to the project, and also water surrounding communities. So really this is a project that will impact positively, not just ourselves as Karo, but the community around us. And we should be in production second half of 2027, and so working towards that. We already got a mining contract on site that's already starting to move bulk earth, and it's really an impressive site and kit that we are seized with at the moment. We obviously always for value addition, but I think what always needs to be understood is value addition starts with efficient mining. You know, value addition is not just about building smelters and refineries. If you mine and you mine inefficiently, and that is sterilized, that's lost. And we have paid so much attention to our mining methods to make sure that we extract maximum value. We've paid attention to our recoveries. I think we're going to be setting industry standard recoveries in this platinum industry. So all of that is value addition.
Mines and Mining Development Minister Honorable Polite Kambamura applauded the investment by Karo Platinum, saying this is not only a confirmation of the Zimbabwe's open for business mantra, but also a chance to uplift the communities within which Karo Platinum operates from.
This is actually a testament enough that Zimbabwe is open for business and the security of tenure is provided. The fact that Karo Platinum has been patient since 2018, when His Excellency made a groundbreaking ceremony of the project, means that there's patient money that has been waiting, and the fact that they've waited for all these years building the project is a strong foundation that they've built for long project implementation.
A key deliverable within the National Development Strategy 2 is the successful implementation of economic diplomacy. Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion Minister Professor Mthuli Ncube says the signing of this special lease mining agreement between Karo Platinum and the government of Zimbabwe is a testament to this successful drive of promoting investment by the Second Republic.
I'm very pleased that they have invested so far 240 million into the mining this resource, developing the mine, and they will be investing almost close to $1 billion at least in the phase 1 alone, which is just to be able to mine open cast. Then they'll move on to phase 2 after 10 years. So more investment is going to come through. But also my interest is really the fiscal incentives that go with the special mining lease. We have extended some incentives, fiscal incentives, for them to be able to raise additional capital to keep investing in the mine and to make it more viable.
Within the first phase of the National Development Strategy, government targeted to achieve a $12 billion mining economy, and this was achieved. Now, within the second phase of this economic blueprint, government is targeting $40 billion within this sector. And according to the Finance Minister, if investments such as these by Karo Platinum continues, this goal by government is truly achievable. Olina Ndori, ZBC News, State House.
Our government is pivoting for massive greenbelt projects through the Dam Economy Strategy, an important pillar to drive the nation's agricultural transformation and food self-sufficiency. That report from Theophilus Chuma.
Dam construction projects are almost defining every province in Zimbabwe, from the Kwaishangani Dam in Matabeleland North Province to Vungu Dam in the Midlands Province, the Semwa Dam in Mashonaland Central Province, and the Kunzu Dam here in Mashonaland East Province. Government is underlining dam construction as an engine to driving food security and also rural industrialization. Kunzu Dam is one of the important projects that government is working on, currently sitting at 75%. Upon completion, this massive water body will not only service the domestic requirements for the nation, but also create a green belt initiative, which will also bring down benefits such as fisheries and agriculture. We spoke to the resident engineer here at the Kunzu Dam construction site, who gave us an outline of how far they have gone with this project to date.
We are also going to have about 500 hectares of agricultural land under irrigation. 250 to Goromonzi district, then another 250 to Murewa district. We are going to have fisheries, we are going to have tourism, and all the downstream industries connected to this dam. We are now constructing from Bora, Orogujuru to Kunzu here, which is a 14-kilometer. We are going to upgrade it to an all-weather tarred road.
Enhanced focus on dam construction dovetails with the broader national agenda to improve national food security and economic transformation. Under the National Development Strategy 2, government is prioritizing irrigation rehabilitation and expansion as a bulwark against climate shocks. The strategy by government is anchored on two fundamental principles. Water infrastructure has the potential to unlock green self-sufficiency and also rural job creation.
Agriculture, Mechanization and Water Resources Development Permanent Secretary Professor Obed Chiri says the drive behind the current focus on dams is to foster agricultural resilience and promote economic integration. The government aims to develop at least 350,000 hectares under irrigation by 2030.
As we look at these dams, the important thing is not to build the dam, because constructing the dam wall is the easier part, but it is to convert every water body, every dam into an economy which is able to support irrigation development for the local community. It should be able to support fisheries development in that particular dam. It must be able to support hydropower generation from that particular dam.
While the construction work is accelerated here at the Kunzu Dam construction site, this is the pace that is being replicated across other dam sites. And the potentials derived from this dam construction projects are also going to be almost similar to all the projects that government is outlining. Here we're talking about potentials in agro-processing, value addition, and also fisheries and tourism. Theophilus Chuma, ZBC News, Goromonzi.
The country's premier agricultural showcase, the Zimbabwe Agricultural Show, kicked off in Harare this Monday. And in the following report, our business editor, Stanley James, talks about how this year's show has seen an increase in local as well as external exhibitors, with more than 640 participants taking up space compared to 630 last year.
Government's interventions on agricultural development strategies continue to yield the intended goals. As this year's Zimbabwe Agricultural Show here has recorded an over 4% increase in terms of exhibitors that are taking part compared to last year. I spoke to exhibitors at this year's edition of the Zimbabwe Agricultural Show, who also expressed optimism that this year's platform is also important in enabling them to network, provide us some information in terms of market database as well as expanding their business portfolios.
Tinorima zvinhu zvakasiyana siyana zvemumagadheni, zvemuminda, maruva, tinorima nyama, huku tiri kudzirima tiriko, saka kunotaya kuzoratidzirawo tichidzidzawo zvakawanda wanda.
We're expecting our exhibitors to come to our stand to learn about our products. Most of our products that we're exhibiting today are focused on mitigation of droughts.
Taunza zvakawanda uye taunza zvakasiyana zvisati zvambouya mushow ino. Tavaunzira mhou pachivanhu, maostrich pachirungu. Vanove ndivo vamakatarisai kuti vanhu vaone, varege kungoaona mumapikicha nemumuzvivhitivhiti. Vazvione here kuti aiwa tiri kuzviita tichibhuridha from zero, kutanga tomachechenya, tomayerera tichimayarutsa sezvamuri kuona izvi.
According to the Zimbabwe Agricultural Society Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Rufaro Gunundu, this year's show reflects exhibitors' confidence on our government's economic development policies.
The official opening will be on Friday, and the information we have is that our guest of honor will be Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Ndaitwa, the President of Namibia. And this week, as we start from today, you can see the numbers are trickling in. The show is kicked off. The following few days will be business days. And we expect a bigger and better show because the products on offer are of a high caliber.
Several events are lined up at this year's Zimbabwe Agricultural Show as the nation forges ahead with policies to promote socio-economic development. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
And still on the Zimbabwe Agricultural Show, government is satisfied with the quality of exhibitions, saying they demonstrate the country's potential to become an agro-industrial hub for the common market for Eastern and Southern Africa.
Coming on the backdrop of the anticipated Super El Nino, this year's Zimbabwe Agricultural Show brings with it a lot of agricultural research and technological innovations that are expected to assist farmers in the face of the ever-changing climatic conditions. As the Grand Agricultural Show rose into life, Agriculture Minister Dr. Anxious Masuka toured some stands and was impressed by the level of agro-technology and agricultural innovations being displayed by exhibitors this year.
I'm very pleased with what we have seen. I hope that farmers will find this platform as an exchange platform for getting new ideas, new technologies we have seen to ensure that we are well prepared for the predicted El Nino in 2026-2027.
Dr. Masuka is convinced that the growth recorded by the premier agricultural show over the past years provides a platform for Zimbabwe to become a continental industrial hub as the country prepares to assume the COMESA chairmanship this year.
We wanted a value chain approach, and we wanted Zimbabwe to become an agro-industrial hub by 2030, so we can begin to do aggregation, value addition, beneficiation, so that we can export to COMESA ready-made products rather than just raw agricultural materials. So it is a unique opportunity for Zimbabwe to be able to display its prowess in agriculture.
Exhibition sections this year cut across the livestock section, latest agricultural equipment and new technologies, while the new Ministry of Lands and Rural Development has this year come on board to attend to farmers during the Grand Agricultural Showcase. Tendai Mnengwa, ZBC News, Harare.
Let's move on to other news. The First Lady, Dr. Gusilia Mnangagwa, who is also the patron of the Angel of Hope Foundation Drug Rehabilitation Center in Bari, has been praised for her commitment to combating drug and substance abuse. Dr. Mnangagwa has been applauded for helping affected individuals reclaim their dignity and rebuild their lives.
Tawanda ndakauya naye pano ainwa vanhu veruzukuru vangu ainwa akamira apa kapa amaifema ndaingoinduka kutuka asi zvaishayiwa basa nekuda kwedhiragi iri.
The words capture the pain many families endure when drug and substance abuse batters a loved one, but also the joy that comes when that loved one begins to find way back. This Monday, parents and relatives of patients undergoing rehabilitation at the 9th intake at Angel of Hope Drug Rehabilitation Center in Mbare, a brainchild of Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, gathered at the center, sharing in their loved one's journey towards recovery and a renewed life. As patron of the center, Dr. Mnangagwa arrived. She was met with overwhelming joy from relatives, many of whom have endured years of pain, fear and uncertainty as they watched their loved ones battle addiction. In her interactive address, the center's patron applauded the parents for standing together with her in the fight against drug and substance abuse, assuring them she will continue working round the clock together with her partners to confront the scourge. She said the center's doors remain open to those in need of rehabilitation, support and a second chance to rebuild their lives. For families who had almost given up hope, the center has become a place for healing and transformation. For some patients, the moment was also an opportunity to confront the past, apologize and ask for forgiveness for the pain their addiction had caused. There were also moments of celebration with some former drug addicts marking their birthdays at the center, while others experienced the overwhelming joy of being reunited with the young ones they had not seen since their admission. Behind every person battling addiction is a family that also suffers in silence.
Ndauya ndine fear yakanyanya kuburikidza nomasira ndakanga ndakamita nomashoko akanga akatakatsidzirana kuti ndikabuda muno kuna hondo isingaperi nokuti hamuna kugara neni muchitaura neni tichiwirirana kuti ndiko kwamakundiisa. Saka ndauya ndine fear, but fear yangu yapera. Mwana wangu ndambosvika pano ndikabvunziwa murudani ndikuda Gilbert Nyankondiwa. Gilbert atsvagwa haana kuonekwa. Pfungwa yangu yasvika pakudzoka pandakamusiya kuti nanhasi achine hondo ipi iyoyo. Wakuru vari kuchengetedza novari kubata vanhu vakati amai garai apa. Gilbert munomuona achauya. Shuwa ndazomuona auya. Kuuya kwaita ini ndakamutarisa kudai amhanya kuuya kondimbundira. Amai chokutanga chandoda kutenda ndikukutendai. Ataura mashoko asati andimhora sati amai makadii agoda mapasa ati amai ndiri kukumbira regerero nokukutadzira kwese kwandaita kwanga kusiri kusaziwa. Amai ndachinja kuno ndikabuda muno zvinhu zvese disappear.
The emotional toll of drug and substance abuse often extends far beyond the individual, affecting parents, siblings and entire families. Former referee Brighton Mzamiri shared how the Angel of Hope Drug Rehabilitation Center has transformed his son, bringing renewed hope and joy to the family, while an 8-year-old girl who personally helped her mother gain admission to the center after enduring immense pain approached the First Lady to express her gratitude.
Amai, mwana wangu akauya pano zuwa 18 days. Ndaviga amai vake ndakavaviga zuwa 15 July. Amai aiwa ndinokutendai, handina mashoko nhasi takunda achinja. Unonzwa kubatikana hapana chaanoshaya asi madrugs engadistroya mwana wangu. 15 points ari mu3rd year electoral engineering. I hope kuti izvozvo akaenda kudhadhaya achadzoka achienda kuuniversity.
Thank you, Ma'am Mnangagwa. You have helped my mom improve her environment, remove drugs from her life. You have helped her to remove the bad things from her life and continue with the good things.
For these families, recovering is not simply about overcoming addiction. It is about getting back a son, a daughter, a mother or a father, and rebuilding bonds that had been strained by substance abuse. The center is therefore not only rehabilitating individuals, but also helping to mend broken relationships and restore hope within families.
Mwana wangu ndakaunza akadai mama, zvinotyisa zvichidai, munhu aitoshandawo kubasa, achitoendawo kuchechi, ndo zvandakauya akaita izvi, asi nhasi ndanzwa kufara. Wangu mwana akumbira ruregerero, wangu mwana achema, ati mama, ndikadzoka ndashanduka ndenge ndatonzi iye mukadzi wake pamba hapasina akatiza zvikanzi right pana hapachagara varoora anoziva kuti muroora yepano ngaaende. Mwari vakandiitira nyasha.
Ndinobva kuNotoni ende ndibva kuNotoni ndakanga ndauya panapa paamai ndichanzwa nedambudziko revana vanga vanetsa nenyaya yemutoro nemadrugs. Asi nhasi zvaburikidza kuti ndadzoka zvakare ndizoya kuvhiziti yekuti ndione kuti vana vangu vari sei. Aiwa ndikunzwa kufara, aiwa ndikunzwa kupombonoka, aiwa ndikunzwa kugatikana pakati peupenyu hwangu. Nokuti zvandakanga ndakauya nevana kubva zuva rekutanga zvandaona nhasi zvakachinja. Ndikuona change pana Tawanda naTendai ende ndikunzwa kufara. Mufaro wangu unoda kuti vedu vati hatigone kutenda amai, hatigone kuvatenda nezvavanotiitira.
Through structured rehabilitation, counseling, life skills training and family support, the Angel of Hope Drug Rehabilitation Center is helping people battling addiction confront their challenges, rebuild their lives and prepare for a future beyond rehabilitation. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
Our government is moving to strengthen the security and efficiency of the national medicine supply chain through a new electronic trafficking system at NatFarm. The system is expected to give authorities a real-time visibility of medicines from the warehouse to health facilities, thereby curbing losses. Our health editor Abigail Tembo gives us that report.
From this warehouse, medicines destined for public health facilities across Zimbabwe begin a journey that can stretch hundreds of kilometers. But until now, much of that journey has been tracked through paperwork, creating gaps in visibility and accountability. NatFarm is now testing an electronic logistics management system that could change how medicines are monitored across the country, from the moment an order leaves this warehouse to the time it reaches a patient.
While we had a system, the system was always giving us information in legs, which basically means we did not have real-time information and tracking of our health products. So we would be able to process an order and only get to know that the product has arrived when the driver has come back, where they give us paper-based documents that we will then upload into our system to confirm that the delivery has been done. But with the system now, while the driver is actually driving to a defined health facility, we are able to track in the system where the driver is and where the order is. And when they deliver the order, there is confirmation in the system that the order has actually been delivered.
The technology is also expected to close another critical gap: medicine division.
When the product is taken away from a health facility where it's supposed to be used and say found in a private health institution, the system can be able to track where it was taken and will then be able to inform the necessary organs to address the issues of pilferage.
The new system will also link with the Ministry of Health and Child Care's electronic logistics management information system, creating a two-way flow of information on what health facilities need, what NatFarm has in stock, and what has been delivered. The ultimate goal is a more responsive national medicine supply chain, fewer expiries, less wastage, stronger accountability, and most importantly, medicines reaching the people for whom they were procured. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Harare.
The second edition of the Monitoring, Evaluation and Learning Week gets underway on Friday in Masvingo, and this time focus is on ensuring the success of national projects.
The monitoring and evaluation of government projects under the Second Republic has emerged as a key component to ensure that government programs and projects are completed so that they can have a positive impact in the economy and also changing people's lives. Last year, government held the inaugural Monitoring and Evaluation Learning Week, and this year, the second edition of the Monitoring and Evaluation Learning Week will be held in Masvingo, starting on the 29th of August. This Monday, the Special Advisor to the President on Monitoring Implementation of Government Projects and Programs, Dr. Joran Gumbo, held a press briefing where he gave some insights pertaining to how this week is going to progress.
The 2026 Male Week builds on the success of the inaugural Male Week in 2025 and reflects the Second Republic's growing recognition that MEL is a strategic instrument for accelerating implementation, strengthening accountability, and ensuring that government policies translate into measurable improvements in people's lives. His Excellency the President Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa has committed government to strengthening the national MEL architecture so that decision makers have access to credible, timely, and actionable evidence.
The MEL Week is being held in conjunction with the United Nations, and the United Nations Resident Coordinator's Office also gave their remarks pertaining to the importance of monitoring and evaluation of government projects.
As the UN, we consider ourselves very, very fortunate, and we consider the partnership with the government very critical, because the subject matter of monitoring and evaluation and learning is a critical subject matter when it comes to the programs that we have, especially in the context of the promise that we have with the government of Zimbabwe under the United Nations Development Sustainable Cooperation Framework.
The MEL Week will be presided over by Vice President Honorable KCD Mohadi and underscores government commitments to ensure that projects being carried out under the National Development Strategy 2 are successfully performed. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
The Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, has promoted Brigadier General Francis Mutisi to the rank of Major General upon retirement.
Conferring new insignia of rank on the newly promoted senior officer in Harare this Monday, Commander Defense Forces General Emmanuel Matatu said the promotion speaks to the hard work, loyalty and selfless service of Major General Mutisi throughout his tenure.
Your promotion is well deserved. This is a recognition of your services to the nation, both before our independence and after our independence. And as you prepare for your retirement, you should look back and enjoy the fact that your contribution is recognized. Taking the fact that you have made immense contribution to Zimbabwe through your services during the Liberation War and your service in the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. The rank that has been conferred on you is substantive. Even in retirement, it carries weight. It carries responsibility. And it creates many expectations from many quarters on you. And I'm confident that you will not disappoint.
Major General Mutisi pledged a continued loyalty.
I am very grateful to His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief for the elevation. As always, promotion is a recognition of somebody's abilities, somebody's performance, and somebody's commitment to work. And I'm sure at this stage I have achieved all of it.
The investiture was attended by commanders and senior officers from the Zimbabwe National Army and Air Force of Zimbabwe, among other service chiefs. John Nandara, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe is seeking to draw private capital into land restoration through carbon markets, blended finance and public-private partnerships. as African countries look for ways to turn environmental targets into bankable investments.
The push comes in the second week of the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, COP17, in Ulaanbaatar, where a high-level segment is underway, bringing together cabinet ministers and senior officials into discussions on land degradation, drought resilience, and financing for restoration. Zimbabwe is pursuing investment models that can take restoration beyond small-scale projects, with opportunities in climate-resilient agriculture, solar-powered irrigation, forestry, sustainable value chains, and ecotourism.
We call for private capital to move beyond pilot-scale grants into bankable commercial green investment, particularly in climate-resilient agriculture, solar-powered systems for irrigation, sustainable life value chains, and ecotourism. And those are the investment areas where our people are putting their money and reaping value. Zimbabwe sets core investment in landscape restoration that delivers both economic returns and measurable ecological dividends.
The call comes as the African Union seeks to accelerate implementation of its 2024 to 2034 Great Green Wall strategy, which targets restoration of 100 million hectares of degraded land across Africa.
We have talked for too long about the Great Green Wall, and we need more investments, more political courage. I'm not even going to say will anymore, but the courage to get behind a great idea that is more than just reclaiming the desert. It is about reclaiming economies, reclaiming peace, putting young people at the center of this, and women.
AU Commissioner for Agriculture, Rural Development, Blue Economy and Sustainable Environment, His Excellency Moses Vilakati, said the scale of Africa's land degradation makes restoration central to economic and social stability.
Our message today is clear. Africa is not simply to ask for assistance. Africa is coming with solutions. We have the landscapes to restore. We have the communities who are ready to act. We have proven approaches that can be scaled. We have institutions that are increasingly working together. And we have an investment proposition capable of delivering environmental, social, and economic returns.
UNCCD Executive Secretary, Her Excellency Yasmin Foud, noted the need to scale up restoration projects that have already demonstrated economic and social benefits.
I beg you that you need to start working on the national coordination mechanisms, because the Great Green Wall and land restoration and drought are not the responsibilities of the Ministers of Environment and Agriculture alone. We need to expand and enlarge the pie, because it's already too large on challenges that can accommodate us all.
The Great Green Wall began as an African response to desertification, but has evolved into a wider development initiative linking land restoration with livelihoods, food security, climate resilience and stability. Yolande Moyo, ZBC News, Ulaanbaatar.
Now, on a sad note, 6 Highlanders Football Club fans died, while 4 others were injured after a Nissan NV350 caravan they were travelling in rammed into the rear of a tipper truck near the Amazon area, a few kilometres outside Philabusi this Sunday.
Barely a month after Highlanders Football Club was plunged into mourning following the death of 3 executive members and a fan. A dark cloud has once again descended on the black and white family following the death of 6 club fans who were returning from a home match against Renders, where Highlanders stunned the students by 2-0 at Baba Field Stadium on Sunday. This is what is left of a car that was carrying football fans, an incident that has left the football fraternity stunned. This accident happened just a few kilometers before Philabusi Amazon area. It involved a Nissan NV350 van with 10 passengers heading to Philabusi from Highlanders match. The vehicle rammed into the rear of a tipper truck. Zimbabwe Republic Police spokesperson Assistant Commissioner Ponyati confirmed the incident. Karejushe, ZBC News, Philabuse.
You can get all the stories that we've covered so far and a lot more by logging on to our website. That's www.zbcnews.co.zw. You can also visit our X handle, ZBC News Online, Facebook page, as well as a YouTube channel under the banner ZBC News Online. And also remember, all ZBC television content and the radio stations are now available on our new OTT platform, Z+.
And now here are the stories still to expect in this bulletin. Two Zimbabwean designers shine at Africa Fashion Week London 2026. And in sport, a World Rugby delegation in Zimbabwe to engage on sport development. Main News takes a break. We will be back with more updates. Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. You are still watching the main news. Now, as the nation continues to celebrate the Heroes Month, the role played by the country's sons and daughters of the soil in the attainment of freedom is being felt underground. It is the sacrifices of the country's heroes and heroines that ended an era where colonizers exploited the country's minerals.
August, a time to remember the men and women interred at provincial shrines as well as the National Heroes Acre. 46 years later, their legacy continues to be evident in mines and factories across the country. Before independence, Zimbabwe's minerals were being taken out of the country. It was colonial companies that set rules.
As during the colonial days, we had a lot of mines and minerals were being extracted and they were then taken out of this country, which was Rhodesia then. Most of them were producing minerals like gold and others, which were processed outside. But now, the development, which is actually the aluta continua of our economic struggle, is that we are initiating the local processing so that it can create jobs. And the value addition actually gives us that we benefit more from our mines.
Today, because of the selfless sacrifices of the gallant sons and daughters of the soil, Zimbabwe is able to take care of its people, harnessing its natural resources. Zimbabwe is not apologetic about putting locals first, even on annual international exhibitions like the country's premier mining, engineering and transport exhibition. Investors are welcome, but value addition comes first. That policy is changing lives on the ground.
We very happy and pay great or salute our national heroes that as Bear Development Corporation, we are now targeting doing value addition, the beneficiation of the minerals straight from the rock. If we were doing iron, into the finished products which can be used for cars and everything. Our lithium, straight from lithium ores to the lithium batteries. This is made possible because of the sacrifice which happened.
For young miners, the gains brought by the country's heroes and heroines have played a key role in promoting economic empowerment of youths.
We would like to honor the legacy of their sacrifices by being able to produce a technologically advanced equipment.
As small-scale miners, we contribute about 60% of the gold that comes to the Fidelity reserves.
The Second Republic, Zimbabwe's open for business policy, is also attracting partners, but on the country's value addition and beneficiation terms.
I know there is a policy that you're encouraging to export only the processed minerals. So I think it's a great opportunity to work with the people here in Zimbabwe to help you with the technology advance and the upgrading of all the processing plants. So it will help also that we import the processed minerals and related products to China. It will be more popular.
From banning raw mineral exports to pushing beneficiation, Zimbabwe is ensuring the wealth beneath its soil builds schools, roads, and industries for its people. The blood and sweat of the heroes did not only bring a flag and an anthem, it brought ownership. And today, Zimbabwe's sons and daughters are turning that ownership into prosperity. Lisa Correa, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Elsewhere, a young livestock farmer from Bulawayo who is on a mission to contribute to the development of the pedigree species has invested heavily in importing pure breed cattle. We get that report from Hloboli Ncube.
He lives and breathes the air that his cattle also breathe. 32-year-old Mandlenkosi Khumalo of Seafield Farm just outside Bulawayo has made it a mission not only to rear cattle, but to ensure quality production. In the past 2 years, he has imported pure breed Brahman cattle from Namibia, with heads coming in 4 batches of 18 each. It is a rare investment in the quest for quality cattle, and the young farmer says he won't stop anytime soon, as farming is his only business that he loves.
Here to manje, we going to about, sing account this 70 by end. Here we bought about 18. Yeah, this is Tengle from Namibia. This is the new genetic we bring to the country. Fisa would see why we bring new genetic to the country. Sikupula is in Alenkomo zetu. Which is the standard. Yeah, so that's what we're doing as a Khumalo Bremans. Also, we got a Siemens as well from America.
Other young farmers around Seafield Farm are taking a leaf from Mr. Khumalo's initiative.
Semfunde udaba lwenkomo luhle kakhulu masikhangele elizweni lakithi eZimbabwe. Semfundile okunengi kubafuyi okuqakathekileyo ukuthi ube khona ku ground.
Zimbabwe's agrarian revolution brought many young people into the farming sector. With diverse skills acquired locally and abroad, the youth have transformed farming as they also contribute to the rural industrialization agenda and Vision 2030 aspirations. Mhlomuli Ncube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Main News takes a break. We will be back with the arts. Welcome back. Now, in our look at the arts news, two emerging Zimbabwean fashion designers are showcasing their work at Africa Fashion Week London 2026 that commenced at the weekend in London. Ropafadzo Mapira and Chidoka Seke are among 10 African designers selected for the showcase, which seeks to connect emerging talent with international markets and audiences. Mapira uses recycled and locally sourced materials to explore themes of identity, climate, and memory. Kaseke transforms traditional materials into handcrafted luxury accessories inspired by Zimbabwean heritage and identity. Kaseke will also participate in a creative DNA designers panel discussing the future of African fashion along other industry experts.
Ropafadzo Mapira and Chidoka Seke are among 10 African designers selected for the showcase, which seeks to connect emerging talent with international markets and audiences. Mapira uses recycled and locally sourced materials to explore themes of identity, climate, and memory. Kaseke transforms traditional materials into handcrafted luxury accessories inspired by Zimbabwean heritage and identity. Kaseke will also participate in a creative DNA designers panel discussing the future of African fashion alongside other industry experts. The 8-day program will feature catwalk showcases, exhibitions, and panel discussions, providing the designers with opportunities to expand their networks and explore new markets. In a statement, the British Council said the initiative is part of its commitment to supporting Africa's creative economy and promoting emerging fashion talent on the global stage. Patience Nyagato, CBC News, Harare.
Still with our arts news, a rising dancehall star Junior Spraga has become the new darling of the genre, with his recent single, Daka, confirming his growing status as the next big thing in Zimbabwean music.
In an industry where hitting 1 million views is considered a major milestone, the youthful chanter has gone beyond expectations by pulling in over 2 million views in just 3 weeks. His latest release, Daka, has been dominating radio charts, streaming playlists, and social media trends, with fans praising his unique voice, delivery, and stage presence.
Kunakirwa nesonga Junior Spraga azvina mhaka enda tinadaka nevanhu.
Message azvina mhaka ende usandimaka.
Aiwa Junior Spraga nopedza masports.
It's a big song. The
song's infectious beat, relatable lyrics, and danceable vibe have made it a favorite of many. Music lovers on social media platforms like Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube have been flooding comment sections with praise, while dance challenges using his song have gone viral, cementing the Daka hitmaker's place as one of the most talked about acts right now. With the numbers climbing and the buzz growing, Junior Spraga is proving that the future of Zimbabwean dancehall music is in good hands. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Harare.
Well, Junior Spraga is indeed the man of the moment. And right now, as you saw on your screens, the lady of the moment is Anashe to give us sport.
Just like Junior Spraga. Thanks, Melvin. The global rugby fraternity has thrown its weight behind Zimbabwe's rugby growth plan, with a cause to ensure the sport thrives beyond the 2027 Rugby World Cup.
There's a sense that something bigger is taking shape in Zimbabwean rugby. With the Sables back on the Rugby World Cup stage, a high-powered World Rugby delegation has arrived in the country, led by Chairperson Brett Robinson and Rugby Africa President Herbert Mensah. The delegation began its Zimbabwean visit with a courtesy call on the Minister of Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture, Lieutenant General retired Anselm Sanyatwe, as the discussions centered on strengthening the sport and supporting its growth. However, the visit is carrying a message that goes beyond 2027.
We are here to co-invest alongside the union, as well as we've had discussions today, the opportunity that sits alongside the government here to really leverage this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be a part of what is the third biggest sporting event in the world, the Olympics, the FIFA World Cup, and then Rugby World Cup. And we want to see Zimbabwe continue to take every opportunity to perform and to enable themselves to build their opportunities.
While Robinson speaks on inspiring the next generation, Rugby Africa believes that the immediate priority is ensuring Zimbabwe does not lose the momentum it has built.
We want stability, and stability is the word that has come through continuously. So the IMC will be in place through to 2028. There isn't going to be jockeying for change before that.
The message is clear. Zimbabwe has a window of opportunity, and the challenge now is to turn the Sebos return to the World Cup into something much bigger than a single tournament. With World Rugby prioritizing continued support, Rugby Africa calling for stability, and Zimbabwe preparing for Australia 2027. The hope is that this chapter will simply not be about returning towards the biggest stage, but building a stronger future for the game at home. Lawrence Trusida, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe has named a strong 15-member squad for a landmark T20 Tri-Series in Windhoek, with the veteran all-rounder Sikandar Raza leading the Chevrons as they prepare for a demanding campaign against South Africa and host Namibia.
The Chevrons are set for another 10 test in the shortest format, with Zimbabwe Cricket naming a 15-man squad for the three-nation tournament that brings together Africa's leading cricket nations. Sikandar Raza will captain a side that receives a timely boost with the return of experienced all-rounder Graham Creamer, who has recovered from a left-arm injury that kept him out of the home series against Bangladesh and India. The Chevrons open their account against South Africa on Saturday before taking on host Namibia 2 days later. The three teams will face each other twice, with the top two advancing to the final on the 6th of September. Beyond the battle for the trophy, the tournament is part of a broader drive to create a more regular, high-quality international competition among African nations, with the initiative set to culminate in the relaunch of the Africa Cup in 2027. And with the three nations looking to strengthen their cricketing ties, Zimbabwe, Namibia and South Africa are also preparing to share another major stage, the 2027 Cricket World Cup. Lawrence Trusida, ZBC News, Harare.
The Castle Premier Soccer League title race is beginning to take shape as a two-horse race battle, with the defending champion Scotland and the ambitious Hard Rock pulling clear of the chasing pack with just 7 matches to go before the end of the season.
The race for the 2026 Castle Premier Soccer League is gathering momentum, and for now the battle is firmly between two teams, Scotland and Hard Rock. Defending champions Scotland returned to winning ways at the weekend, edging Zimbabwe 2-1 to strengthen their position at the summit with 57 points from 27 matches. Hard Rock remain hot on their heels, moving to 54 points after surviving a Navy 2-1 victory over FC Hunters to keep pressure firmly on the champions. And the numbers underline just how dominant the two sides have been. Scotland and Hard Rock have each won 16 matches this season, more than any other side in the league, while they also boast of the two best defensive records. Scotland have conceded just 10 goals, the fewest in the league, with Hard Rock having let in 18, and their dominance have not been confined to the defense. Hard Rock have been the league's most prolific attacker, finding the back of the net 46 times, while Scotland are not far behind with 42 goals. That consistency at both ends of the pitch has opened a significant gap between the leading pair and the chasing pack. Ngezi Platinum Stars are currently the closest challengers, but they sit 7 points behind the second place Hard Rock, while Dynamos are a further point adrift. With only 7 matches left, the mathematics are becoming increasingly interesting. Ngezi Platinum Stars can collect a maximum of 68 points from here, meaning Scotland would take a giant step towards retaining their crown if they win the next 4 matches. That would leave the champions on 69 points, a tally that would effectively eliminate Ngezi and the rest of the chasing pack from the title race. The chasing pair is fading, while the leading pair is pulling away. The question remains, with 7 matches still to play, can Scotland hold their nerve, or will Hard Rock find one more surge? Lawrence Trusida, ZBC News, Harare.
That's it from the Sports Corner. Weather report and forecast is up next.
It was a pleasant and sunny afternoon countrywide, although in the morning some cool conditions prevailed in most areas, with some cloudy conditions in the southeastern parts of the country, in Matabeleland South, in Masvingo, as well as the lower parts of Manicaland province. Elsewhere it was a cloudless sky, though by evening those temperatures dropped again into the cool category, and some cloud conditions developing in Matabeleland North. But by afternoon tomorrow it should be bright and sunny, warm in most areas, and about 33 degrees in Kariba. But in Bulawayo it should be a maximum of 28, though cool in the morning with a minimum of 10 degrees, and some windy conditions for Thursday and Friday. Similar to Matobo, some warm daytime conditions for Tuesday and Wednesday, and those windy conditions bringing down the temperatures in Gwanda as well for Thursday and Friday. But a cool morning for tomorrow in Masvingo. It should be a maximum of 28 degrees with bright and sunny afternoon conditions. In Gweru as well, a maximum of 27 and a minimum of 10 degrees Celsius. Mutare should have similar conditions. Warm afternoons, though cool in the morning. And in Nyanga, it should be mild for Tuesday with a minimum of 6 degrees Celsius. In Marondera, it should be warm daytime conditions, bright and sunny for much of the week. And in Harare, a similar situation with a maximum of 27 and some light winds. In Bindura, it should be warm for much of the forecast period, though cooling down a bit on Friday to about 25 in the afternoon. In Kwekwe, it should be bright and sunny with a maximum of 30 degrees. Kadoma as well. Our maximum temperatures should be in the low 30s for much of the forecast period, though cool morning conditions. In Chinoi, a minimum of 13 is expected, heating up to about 30 degrees Celsius for Tuesday. Lupane as well. Some light winds, though a maximum of 32 degrees Celsius. In Victoria Falls, it should be bright and sunny. Kariba as well. Remember to keep your sun hats handy for that maximum of 32. This has been your weather report and forecast. Thank you for tuning in.
Many thanks to the Met Department for giving us an insight of what our week would look like in terms of the weather.
And that's all we had for you on today's edition of Your Main News. Have a good night.
Good night.